Hey guys, welcome to this week's video. This week we're doing another album review and it's one of my personal favorites. It's album 1 by San Holo and I'm super excited to share with you guys. But let's get right into the video. Alrighty guys, first up is, so I have most of these songs they have a special place in my heart, but we're starting with Everything Matters. The three biggest things that I got from this song specifically were, so I got Sadness, In Love, and Willing to Do Anything. And that seems pretty accurate, because when you love someone, you want to do anything for them, and even the small things that don't seem to really matter, usually they matter to you because you want to make the other person happy. But I think what this song touches on is that feeling itself, but also how when you start to do that and when you start to worry about someone else's feelings so much that you forget about your own, that it leads into another place, which is actually covered by another song in this album. But yeah, so I think the biggest things in the song: sadness, the feeling of being in love, and the feeling that you would do anything for the other person. Even the small things would matter to you, and that's both good and bad. And I think it touches on both of that for the rest of these songs. Lift me from the ground. So next up is Lift Me From the Ground. So that's song number 2 on the album. Sorry, I looked down. And I think Lift Me From the Ground really touches on putting your emotions on someone else, which is kind of what I talked about in the first one, where it's like the other person's emotions become your emotions. But Lift Me From the Ground is I think at least the song is trying to say that you're leaning on someone so much that you expect them to pick you up when you're sad, instead of both being individually happy. You lay on someone else's happiness in order to make you happy, which again touched on more in different parts of this album. But I think the most important part in this one is I feel like San Holo is trying to tell us that in his life, maybe he was leaning on someone else's happiness, or someone else was leaning on his happiness to be happy. And that's why I think the title fits perfectly. Lift me from the ground. It's like having the other person lift you instead of being able to lift yourself. Won't you show me? Alrighty guys, the third song on the album is Show Me. This song has a really special place with me. I don't know, I don't know. I really resonate with it. It's one of my favorite songs to play on the guitar. What I think it means is wanting to take a chance and an adventure with someone close, but something uncertain and something not guaranteed, you know what I mean? And wanting to take a chance, that's just in general, but I think in this context, I think it has to do with a relationship. Yeah, I don't know. It was one of the tougher songs to dissect for me, because I'm getting a whole bunch of different things from it, just listening to the lyrics and listening to the vibe. But I think the biggest thing to take away from it is wanting to, I think for me, again, it's my point of view, it's wanting to go on an adventure with someone close, and again, wanting to take a chance maybe with that someone close. Alrighty, and then the fourth song on the album, guys, is Brighter Days. And this one's kind of more of a mixed bag than the others. And I think it touches on the important principles on, just like the title says, that there's always a tomorrow and that time heals your wounds. So essentially, stuff that mattered to you today might not matter to you tomorrow, or the stuff that is heavy on your heart, eventually it'll go away and it'll disappear, and maybe not disappear, but you won't feel the same about it, and things change. And more importantly, I think the song's covering that in those moments, brighter days are on the horizon, right? So even if today is, for example, a super rainy day for me, which is the case, and that makes you feel sad, and then you feel the world's collapsing around you, that there's always a brighter day tomorrow, right? And that, yeah, I don't know. Again, it's a song I really enjoy. I feel like I can sympathize with it a lot. So on that note, guys, let's go to the next song. Alrighty, so on to the next song is Always on My Mind. And I think this song touches on the feeling of hopelessness and pain. And I think it actually touches on addiction as well, or the helplessness that you feel when someone else is going through something that you feel kind of helpless to. So for example, if you know one of your friends is struggling with addiction, but you don't know what to really do about it, you want to help them, but you want to be there for them as well. And I feel like this song is that place in between where you don't know whether you should do something, and you feel kind of helpless to the whole situation, because you want to be able to help, but you also don't want to lose a friend or someone who matters a lot to you, right? So I think that's what this song is trying to establish, that these moments do exist, and it's painful sometimes. they're always on your mind. And if you listen to the song, you can really get the feeling that it's like kind of helpless. I don't know, my hot take. Next song though. Alrighty, so the next song is Go Back in Time. So listening to the song throughout the whole thing, listening to the song throughout the whole thing, in Go Back in Time, I got the feeling of regret, maybe like unfinished emotions. So when a relationship ends with someone and you want to be able to talk to them again and kind of like explain to them how you feel and kind of get like that closure, or maybe you're not sure if that's the way a relationship should have ended, or I don't know. I feel like there's unfinished emotions in the song. Yeah, you know, and just, I don't know. I think we can all agree that there's been a time in the past where a relationship, either a friend or with a boyfriend or girlfriend, where it's ended, but you feel like it's not really done, both for you and for them, emotionally or some other way. But yeah, that's what I get from this song, guys.
There's multiple types of love. I think the nicest kind is, of course.
So the next song, guys, is probably my favorite off of the whole album. It's called Love Whip, in brackets. Whip in this context meaning work in progress. It's a producer tag thing. That sounded pretentious. But Love Whip specifically touches on how complicated love is and how sometimes you really want to be with someone, but like you can't, right? So it kind of harkens back to some of the experiences, some of the interviews that I've watched of San Holo, where he's like he's talked about relationships that he's wanted to be in, but he's so absolutely consumed with music that he doesn't want to have to choose between music and the other person, so he just lets it go, right? And then I think this song also touches on breakups and how rough they are for both people. It's like never really, maybe it is a good thing, but I think in this context it's not, right? Because not all breakups are the same. The whole song for me, like if you listen to it, if you guys haven't got a chance to listen to it, love is complicated. Essentially, if I'm gonna put a bracket term on this whole song, it's just love is complicated. And there's not one answer fits all, and sometimes the issues are bigger than what you thought it was, right? So, on to the next one. So guys, the next song is Voices in My Head. Shit, I get kind of nervous when I do this, but I think this one talks about not voicing the feelings that you have on the inside with the people around you, right? So to your friends or to your family, or I think in this context with someone that you have like an actual relationship with, like a boyfriend or girlfriend, and just like not saying what's on your mind, right? So these voices in your head, like the title implies, is your own head, and they're kind of like they're talking about like things that you should be like honest, or I don't know, just I think honesty and communicating, and yeah, again, more unresolved feelings that you wish you could tell someone something, or you wish you could tell someone everything, but you can't sometimes. And I feel like everyone can kind of harken back to that. It's like, yeah, it's rough. But again, this is my favorite song on the album, I think, at least, and it's one that I love playing more than any other one. And if I want to get into a crying session, I start with this song. But let's move on to the next one, guys. Tell me, am I worth it? So the next song, guys, is Worthy, and I feel like this song is pretty straightforward. I don't think there's any kind of other meanings to this song, and this one touches specifically on self-worth and confidence that you have in yourself and in other people. And this is, again, one of my favorites, and I'm going to keep saying that because I love all of the songs on this album so much, because they really paint a picture or a story about San Holo and about the experiences that he's had, and I feel like he really accomplishes that with Worthy, and the feelings of not feeling enough for maybe another person, or maybe for just anyone in general, and like you don't know if like your friends like you enough, or you feel worth it to other people, right? And I think we can all I feel like we can all relate to that, because I feel like everyone's gone through a moment where they don't feel worthy of something, right? You get a prize, or you get a promotion, or you're in a relationship with someone that you don't think you should be, or they're out of your league, or whatever, right? And it's hard sometimes to feel like you're worth it to anyone. I know that because I've gone through that as well. But yeah, I don't know, I love this song a lot. Yeah, let's go to the next one. So the next song on the album, guys, is Forever Free. And kind of like the title implies, Forever Free, I think it means the freedom you get after a relationship is over, or like that feeling that you get after a relationship is over, but knowing that it's not over, right? So it's like you feel free, like physically, but mentally you don't feel free until much later down the line, or if ever, So the next song on the album, guys, is Surface. And I think this song touches on maybe not being in the same place as another person. So to contextualize it, one person is ready to settle down, but the other person isn't because they're not done with what they're doing. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's really, really that simple. It's just like two people, maybe one person's waiting for the other person, but the other person doesn't want them to wait because they don't want to put the other person in a place where they feel like they have to put aside their life for them, and vice versa. And I don't know, this song is just like, even the visuals, I'm looking at the visuals just before watching this taping or this recording, and I don't know, it's just, Caspian is amazing in it. And yeah, I don't know, it really communicates, I think, effectively with me, at least. It's an amazing song. Surface by San Holo. And the very last song on the album, guys, is Vestal Avenue. And I think the biggest overarching idea in this song is you don't have to have everything figured out, right? And this song is currently on my my late night drive list because, I don't know, it arouses a lot of emotions in me, and it's really calm, and it really effectively, I think, communicates the fact that, you know what, like, it's difficult, don't give up, you don't have to have everything figured out right now. And yeah, I think that's it. Alrighty, and now for the final part, giving the album a rating out of 10. And I think for me, this album is a 10 out of 10. I think it really takes you on a journey from the beginning to end. Different emotions, different scapes, different perspectives on at least his life, but I think it's really relatable as well, and the production obviously is top quality, and altogether I think it's one of my favorite, if not the best album I ever heard. And yeah, props San Holo for considering where you've come from music to this one. You've made a lot of incredible progress, and I'm super thankful to be able to listen to you. And that's about it. Oh my gosh. Alrighty, guys, that has been my review of San Holo's album 1. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. And if you guys really want to, give me a like or a dislike and let me know why in the comment section below. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching these, and I will see you guys on Monday with the next episode.